Hi everyone, thank you for joining us today for our social media webinar brought to you by TicketForce. We are TicketForce's marketing team, Serendipit Consulting, and we are very excited to share some great information with you about how running ads on Twitter can help with ticket sales. If at any point during today's webinar you have a question or comment for us, please feel free to send a tweet to @TicketForce with the hashtag TFWebinar, and we will be more than happy to answer your question as quickly as we can. Sorry about that, it does not want to go in order today. Today we will be covering everything you need to know about Twitter ads and how to use them to help your organization sell more tickets and gain exposure among your target audience. You may or may not know that the social media platform Twitter has advertising options, but have no fear. By the end of this webinar, you will be a Twitter ad connoisseur. Before we go any further, let's define exactly what a Twitter ad is and just what its purpose is and how it can help you. Twitter ads, much like Facebook ads, are paid advertisements that can be targeted to a specific audience on that particular social media outlet. Twitter ads are a great way to promote your organization on Twitter and accomplish a number of marketing goals, such as gaining followers, increasing reach, and improving your organization's overall brand awareness. Paid advertising on social media is becoming more and more important as time goes on. And as social media outlets continue to change the way in which organic content is seen, paid advertising is slowly but surely becoming a must. And if you're not utilizing it, you're really missing out and losing business because of it. The good news is that when you dive into paid advertising, you really get what you pay for. Organizations with paid advertising see an increase in reach, more website traffic click-throughs, an increase in followers, an increase in engagement, and an overall increase in brand presence on social media. Still not convinced? These stats may change your mind. First, according to HubSpot.com, 42% of Twitter users follow brands or organizations on the social media outlet. So with a statistic like that, Twitter ads are a no-brainer. Your customers want to connect with you on social media, so make it easier for them to do so by running Twitter ads. Next, although advertising on Twitter is a little more expensive and actually costs nearly 6 times more than Facebook ads on a CPM basis, the click-through rate for Twitter ads is 8 to 24 times higher than that of Facebook. Everyone these days seems to realize the importance of Facebook ads, but not many realize how important it is to also utilize paid advertising on Twitter. And one more, just in case you're still not convinced, B2B marketers who use Twitter generate, on average, twice as many leads as those who don't. So if you're looking to really show an ROI on your social media efforts, Twitter ads can help you do so.
If you are familiar with the way that Facebook ads are set up, creating your Twitter ads should be a breeze. We are now going to go through a quick step-by-step guide for successfully implementing those Twitter ads for your organization's Twitter account. The first thing you must determine is whether you want your ads to be for promoted tweets or for promoted accounts. These are different ad options based off of whether you want to bring more attention to a specific tweet or to your Twitter account. The decision is pretty self-explanatory, as promoted tweets are for if you want to bring attention to the tweets that you're sending, and promoted accounts is really used for gaining exposure for your organization's Twitter account. The first step is choosing which one that you'll be using so that you can give a clear direction to your ads and that making sure that it aligns with your advertising goals too. So if you are looking to draw attention to your organization, you'd probably want to use those promoted account advertisements, and the promoted tweets would be if you're looking to share specific content, maybe about an upcoming event or a specific artist you have in your lineup that you want to be sharing information about.
And I know personally, just to reiterate what Stephanie just said, I know there's a few venues I follow in the Phoenix area that always seem to have the best events going on and a lot of my favorite artists. So that's an example where the promoted account's really good, because that way it allows your followers to see all the events you have going on, and not just different events on a per basis.
So the next step after you decide if you want to use that promoted account or promoted tweet ad option is to target your audience. Through targeting, you'll be able to customize an audience that's best for receiving your organization and the messaging that you're going to be sending out. The goal for targeting is to generate more qualified leads, meaning people that would be interested in the message you are communicating. There are many ways you can target your audience with Twitter ads, and it also depends on whether you're choosing that promoted tweet or promoted account option that I know we have covered in depth to this point. So for a promoted tweet, you have the option to target your audience based on the things that they tweet. So that's using keywords, maybe the television shows that they regularly engage with, their interests and similarities to the followers of specific accounts. And you can also use your own data to create a custom audience. When using your own data, you can create your audience based on your website visitors or through lists of emails and Twitter handles. So it really can help you drill down to those that are prime for receiving your messaging. In addition, you can also target your audience based on whether that person is accessing Twitter through desktop or if they're on their mobile device, by gender, location, and even the languages they speak.
And a really good example for this is if you have some kind of event taking place through your organization that people tend to travel to a certain location for, this is a great opportunity for you to really reach people outside of your exact city, state, etc. You're able to reach out and find people who might be people who are treating it as a destination and traveling to go to an event.
For promoted accounts, you're able to target your audience based off your own data and information, as well as through their interests and followers. The cool thing about using your own data is that it really allows you to reach those existing customers and those future prospects. So you can really grow that audience for your specific Twitter account for your organization. Once your Twitter ads are perfectly targeted, the next thing you'll want to do is set your budget. You can do so through either a daily amount or a total budget amount. The daily budget allows you to preset the amount you want to spend each day, and it resets each day. You're able to pace the campaign on a daily budget by setting up a maximum amount you want to spend per follower, so you don't spend your daily amount too quickly on a day-by-day basis. If you choose to go with the total budget option, the campaign stops running once that maximum is reached. And that's good to keep in mind just for your budgeting purposes, and really to make sure that you're keeping a track of that, whether it's daily or if you're just setting that bulk number and then waiting to hit that at the end of the campaign. Now that you have your advertisement options selected, you have targeted your audience, and your budget is set, you can now start creating your tweets. For your ads, Twitter gives you the option to select old tweets to showcase or new ones, depending on what you desire to get across to your target audience. Twitter's recently rolled out a new feature called Twitter Cards. These are a promoted tweet with an extended amount of information. There are various types of cards, and we'll go through the different types and how they might be beneficial for your organization up next. But all of these options include text, a visual, and a call to action that allows your organization to gather lead information when people click to redeem the offer that's available in the tweet.
And as you hear more about these different Twitter cards, you'll probably realize the next time you go on Twitter which ones are Twitter cards, and you'll be able to really identify which is which. And in a lot of cases, you may not even have realized in the past that these are ads, but they are in fact paid advertising, and it's a great way to reach your customers.
With a Twitter card, you're able to attach media such as photos and video to a tweet, making it stand out more in that news feed for Twitter. Twitter cards are that expanded tweet, and they include that call to action. So when users are seeing the content, they're able to see a visual, some information, and click on a link to get more information or to redeem an offer. Twitter sends that user's name and email that's associated with their Twitter account to your lead generation database within the ads portal, so you have access to that contact's name and email address right when they're engaging with your content on Twitter. It's really a great option to be able to capture leads and provide them something of value too, maybe a special coupon code, or even more options that we'll get into as we're moving along here. But the best part is that they're really easy for your organization to set up and to use on Twitter to really expand your reach and reach your marketing goals with social media marketing. Before you can set up Twitter cards for your organization, you need to really think about the objective for your Twitter ads and what goal you really want to accomplish with not only your advertising, but also your social media strategy as a whole. There are many different types of Twitter cards, and they all have their unique function, and it's dependent on whether you want to drive engagement or an action from that tweet. If driving engagement from your tweets is what you want to accomplish, you would need to choose from the following types of Twitter cards. First, a summary card is the default Twitter card, and it includes basic information like your organization's description, a thumbnail, Twitter account, and a title. This type of card can be used for different web content, such as blogs, maybe news articles, and there's also a summary card that allows a large photo option, and that basically is the same as the summary card that you're seeing on your screen right now. It just has a more prominent image featured with the content as well. Next, a photo card is a Twitter card with a photo only. So this can be linked to the photo hosting site, and when a user clicks on it, it brings up a specific photo page where the user can really see that visual right up front and center. And you can drive traffic to that specific page from that tweet, really helping build engagement. These are great for engagement. A gallery card is another type of photo card, and you see it on the right-hand side of your screen here. It has 4 different photos available, and it really capitalizes on that visual content, and it's good for engagement with your potential customers.
And as you may know, on Twitter, anytime you post a photo along with a tweet, it's going to drive more responses. You're going to get more retweets, more favorites, etc. So it's definitely a great option.
If your organization has its own mobile app, this Twitter card is right for you. The app card gives details about a mobile application with the ability for a direct download right from the tweet. And so it really allows any user that's looking at the content that's being shared to take an action right from their Twitter account without even leaving the app. It'll take them right through, allow them to download the app and put it right on their phone. So player cards are one of the other options, and these provide video, audio, and media. The card is very useful for ticketing, as you have the ability to feature experience-like previews of that artist or the guest who you're hosting, and this really can give your fans that exciting sneak peek of what to expect at your event and really get them excited and boost engagement as well as they're preparing to go to your event.
And a great example for this is any artist you've had maybe at your venue, or if you hold some kind of other event and you have videos from last year's performance, it's a great idea to just give a sneak peek of the performance, or maybe a song the artist performed last year, and just kind of to build excitement for the upcoming show.
The next option is a product card, and the product card drives lead generation for your products and really just helps you drive those leads for your organization's benefit. Since selling tickets is our goal, you can easily provide ticketing information about your upcoming event with this option. Product cards allow you to include a photo, a small description, and even a link to where the Twitter user can purchase right there and then, so it makes it really easy for them to see the information in their Twitter feed and take an action right away, which is great for you and your organization for selling tickets. If instead you want to drive an action, you'll want to choose a lead generation website or app download card. These cards are more provoking for Twitter users and really call that Twitter user to take a specific action instead of only giving something maybe to look at or engage with. And this just takes it that step further for your organization and your marketing efforts to really drive those ticket sales and get that contact information for your potential.
And here are just some great examples. These are real life examples, something you may have seen in your own Twitter feed. And you'll notice they don't really necessarily look like advertisements, but they definitely drive more engagement, and you're more prone to look at these than any just plain text tweet.
So the names for these are pretty self-explanatory. A lead generation card will drive leads for your organization. A website card features your website and drives click-throughs. And then that app download card features your app and drives installs, opens, and engagement from there. Once you've narrowed down which Twitter card is right for your organization and its goals, out of the options that we've just discussed, there is a small piece of HTML code for your website that needs to be put in place in order for this advertising option to perform properly. And this is the case because when Twitter uses that information, their information is going to be accompanying that Twitter card and tied to your account. And so there is that one step of the technical process. The easiest way to code your website is to just take that code that Twitter provides you and hand it off to your website developer so that they are able to just take that information and put it into place for you to get these advertisements into action.
And if you've used any Facebook ads in the past that have driven traffic to your website, you may have placed a tracking pixel on your website. Developers are super familiar with that and the code that you would need for Twitter cards. So it's nothing to fret about, just one quick step.
The next step after that HTML code that your developer will work on is to validate your meta tags. And you'll do this to get the Twitter card that you want to use. And so once that step is complete, and it's approved by Twitter, you'll be able to tweet away and really share that information with your audience.
There are many different options for Twitter ads, but no matter which one you choose, they will all ultimately yield the same result, that being helping you gain online exposure and selling more tickets. Since Twitter ads promote your organization and its tweets to your followers, you are able to use Twitter ads to increase visibility and exposure of both your events and venue to your target audience. Through all of the ad options you have to choose from, like promoted tweets, Twitter cards, and targeting, you will literally be tweeting directly to the people who want to hear about your events. This will help you increase web traffic and sell more tickets. Targeting your audience is especially important in selling more tickets because it minimizes the pool of Twitter users to only the users who would actually be interested in your content and primed to purchase tickets. Ultimately, targeting eliminates pointless and wasteful leads, providing with quality leads, the ones that really matter. What more could you ask for when choosing advertising for your organization? We know that Twitter ads can be complex, and we covered quite a bit of information in today's webinar, so don't worry. We're now going to give you the top 3 things to remember in setting up successful Twitter ad campaigns. First, begin your Twitter ad journey with the decision of whether you want to promote your Twitter account or individual tweets. This single decision will set the tone for the entire campaign and dictate decisions and direction down the road. Next, the targeting options Twitter ads provide give you the option to pinpoint people you are trying to reach. Not only can you target your audience based on their interests, but you can also target by location, the device they are using, such as mobile or desktop computer, and more. Lastly, select Twitter cards that best match your objectives, goals, and organization. This feature is a great way to show off your organization and highlight the services you offer in an engaging, eye-catching, and interactive fashion. We hope that the information discussed in today's webinar will help your organization utilize Twitter ads to help you sell more tickets. As always, we will be selecting 2 lucky winners who attended our webinar to win a Starbucks gift card. Be sure to check your email to see if you won. We'll most likely be sending that out tomorrow morning, and As always, if you have any questions about today's webinar, I know we typically don't do any kind of Q&A at the end because I know sometimes it's hard to even get a half hour off work, and we want to make it easy for you. So being that this is a social media webinar, feel free to reach out to us on Facebook or Twitter. On Facebook, it's just facebook.com/TicketForce, and our handle on TicketForce or on Twitter is TicketForce. So feel free to reach out to us with any questions. Make sure to use that hashtag TFWebinar, and we would be happy to answer any questions you may have in a timely manner. Thank you again for attending today's webinar, and we hope to see you again at our next one in October. As always, if you have any suggestions or topics that you are interested in learning more about, let us know, and perhaps you'll see it on one of our upcoming toolkits or webinars.